My name is Anton Flores Masonet. I am founding director of Casa Alterna. My work is with asylum seekers, and asylum seekers are finding themselves displaced from their homelands because of a number of different factors. It could be political corruption, it could be war, it could be persecution because of some minority group that they're a part of, but climate change is also contributing to the displacement of peoples all over the world. We vote every single day, every single minute. When I whip out my wallet to pay for something, I'm voting my values. I'm voting my convictions. When I am engaged in an act of service, I'm voting my values, I'm voting my convictions. And when I get to go into the ballot box, I'm voting my values and I'm voting my convictions. And so to try to live a life of integrity, I try to see all of those things as one seamless act of living out my faith, my values, and my convictions. As a person of faith who provides leadership to a ministry called Casa Alterna, I am called to respond to the climate crisis and protect our common home. My faith inspires me to fight injustice and take action to ensure communities are protected from the worst climate impacts. We need to bring our voices and values to this election. For faith, for climate, for justice, vote. Por fe, por el medio ambiente, por la justicia, vota.
One of 15 videos that we ended up making here at Georgia Interfaith Power and Light in partnership with the Environmental Defense Fund and their Summer of Action grant program to uplift faith leaders across Georgia, talking about why it was important for people in their community to vote, why it was important for them as faith leaders to vote, why it was important for communities to vote for each other, and how voting is something that we do every day, and also how it's the sacrament of democracy. So you can see a lot of those videos on Georgia Interfaith Power and Light's YouTube page, which I'll post a link to here in a little bit. That was one of our most successful strategies here, was lifting up the voices from people on the ground doing the work in their communities and being able to tell stories about how voting would impact their communities across the multi-issues that we were working on through the voter guide. The second thing that I just wanted to highlight as an incredible piece of the work that we were able to do here, also in partnership with the Environmental Defense Fund, was to award small grants to faith communities to participate in our Get Out the Vote efforts in the Faith Climate Justice Voter Campaign. So we were able to award right around $10,000 split between 12 faith communities across Georgia and Augusta and Statesboro and Columbus and Atlanta to fund the Get Out the Vote work of these local congregations. And so through those re-grant funds, we were able to mobilize over 160 volunteers to text in these campaigns, to pass out all the voting guides that Mike was talking about, to get out and actually do on-the-ground neighborhood canvassing for the first time in GIPL's history in a couple of neighborhoods to get out the vote. We had, as many of you might be aware of, Reverend Brendlin Jenkins Bozeman, who is a wonderful partner in faith-based organizing work out of Augusta. She serves on our board, but one of the things that happened is we got these parties together for congregations to do texting together, and they had 45 volunteers from 10 different churches in their sanctuary texting individuals all across the state of Georgia. So these two, both the video making and the re-granting of funds to mobilize people across the state, were some of the ways that we built on this national campaign and the successes that we were already seeing from the campaign to be able to utilize people's voices on the ground, because as we know, and you probably know in your own state, the people from their own states know the issues and know how to organize there. And so we very much subscribe by that. And it was a real pleasure to work with people here on the ground. There's some people I know on this call. I can see their names in the chat who helped participate in those programs. And so thank you so much to those people here in Georgia. And also thank you to everybody who helped text in the first round of the campaign, and especially for the runoff. I'm very grateful. And so Mike, I'll pass it back over to you.